So that's,
So, 9 times 33 is 3.
yep, so it's 3
Times that by 67%.
times 67%,
That's 2.
and it equals 2, right?
Just assume 4 weeks in a
So,
month.
so this is 2 people
per week.
per week. And now we take the 2 people, and let's time this in a month. Let's make it a month, okay? So time 4 weeks. And what is that equal to?
8.
8.
Wow.
I know how to do math.
Wow. That was like the best number you gave yet.
Guys, do you guys realize what this is right here? 8.
Go spread.
8 per month.
8 customers?
8 cars.
8 cars.
Hey, cars.
These are 8 extra.
Deals. I mean, this is like bad news out there. This is bad news. If you guys let this go by, this is 8 extra cars. Okay, so if you're average in this business, what is the first one? You average 8 cars a month, right? Because we know a man averages 8 cars, a female 11.
I know Brian averages.
Now you're throwing away another 8 deals a month.
Right.
So right there, you could be at 16.
So now let's use a conservative average of $300 per car.
So 8
Commission, right?
$2,400.
times $300. How much is that?
So my recruits cost themselves $2,400 plus. That doesn't
Per
include
month.
the spins. That doesn't include
No,
the
Dream was making them.
the stuff.
The bonus.
Hey, there's
The
people,
bonus.
there's people that don't make
Who's-
$2,400.
Somebody just said it. Some people don't make $2,400 a month.
There.
They're costing themselves.
How
Well,
are you
these
living?
unprofessional people out there in this business
I throw
that
it
just
away.
want to throw the keys and let you go look around and you look at a car, they throw away $2,400 per month. That's a lot of money to me.
Did that inspire your salesman in Wyoming?
I hope so.
When you broke it down, like, you're losing 24.
And really,
month.
it really opens your eyes when you look at this because you don't realize, okay? You talk to 10 people, whatever, so many people laugh without buying. You don't even think, yeah, I'll call them back. Yeah, maybe I'll call them back. Oh, here's another customer. I'll get another one. Think about the people you already talked to and you didn't sell them a car. We know the percentages. I mean, they're out there. And we didn't make those numbers up, just so you guys know.
I'm just trying to
We didn't make them up.
I'm just trying to figure out what people are doing with their day, because you're good at time management. You know,
Right.
you're at the phone.
YouTube.
Perhaps
Facebook.
you're not up to speed with the technology. I mean, Angry Bird is very popular right now.
Farm bill.
Not
2
You know,
hours
really.
Words with
lunches.
friends
It's the
and
Candy Crush.
yeah,
That my
But
daughter.
that's a proxy.
Candy Crush.
there's a lot of things going on right now.
Especially
Just so you
got an
know.
iPhone, you're like,
Nah, but I'm
the world
saying this is a
another
hundred's
book.
this is a hundred's business. I don't get it.
I don't either.
They don't care.
I mean, it's proof.
You lose
5.5
motivation.
people
People lose
know that
motivation.
they can make more money. Okay, or I'm not. They know they can sell 5.5 more units. They consciously make a decision. Then they
No.
go home and kiss their wife and kids at night. Okay, or husband.
You know what?
and
I
kids.
gotta show you guys a video. Now, then I want to show them the Grand Cardone video. That's my favorite video. We're criminals.
Okay. Yeah, I mean.
I don't know. I want people to start
And they,
calling
and they
Brian.
kid themselves every
Right.
night that they put in a good day's work because they put in 12 hours, right?
So why
Did
was
they
doing
really-
it?
You're lying to your family.
But you know what? The
12 hours
difference
does
is
what?
that it's the mindset. When you come to work
It's all mine.
trying to trade your time for dollars.
Well, guys, I
and
just
not
want to tell
your
this.
effort.
They're trying to sell
If you
cars
have
instead of
$2,400 every month to throw away, I mean, me and Mike, we'll gladly
I'll
take it.
give you an
We'll
account
find something
number.
to do with it. I mean,
That's what I said.
Listen, I can walk in a dealership and not know anything about a dealership. Right? If I'm there for a week, I can tell you without asking them who their top salesperson is. How do you think I can tell?
'Cause they're
What was that? Yeah.
Something.
Glad
Yeah.
you came for our appointment.
I don't even need to ask them who their top salesperson is. I'll watch the activities in the week and I'll know exactly who their top salesperson is.
I'm already winning.
And I know who they're not
The long
top
john, so I
salesperson.
can go out in the lot and.
Right.
all right, we're gonna talk to the closing ratios, and we should be done here soon.
Yep.
Brian Quinn to the sales desk, customer waiting. Brian to the sales desk, customer waiting.
Go sell this car.
Uh-huh.
Customer waiting, that's not.
Yeah, we already figured out that we were gonna all sell cars.
Nah, they said
on the
Brian.
break.
That's me. I gotta listen.
Exactly.
Closing ratios. The national average is 20%. Okay.
Thank you.
You think?
So if you talk to 10 people, you're expected to sell 2.
To be average.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you also said the
Never
average
been
training
average.
time 7.3 hours for
Right.
a sales agent.
So your closing ratio should be higher than that. But the good news is they allow you to fail 8 times out of 10 in this business.
Before
To
you
still
get
be
fired.
average, okay?
What
That's to be
job-
average.
What job can you do that at and still?
You know, so I mean, you guys gotta get the no's out of the way. You gotta get excited when you hear no. You gotta be. Here's the good news with me and Mike. We were in Brighton, in Howell, Michigan, and we'd get down with this dealership, and I said, hey, you know what? Instead of starting drinking so early, spend so much money, why don't we just walk in a couple
Oh,
of
we gonna try
dealerships,
and make
you know?
some money, right?
Yeah, so here we are, dressed up nice, and usually, the dealers when you walk in like that, they get that, whoa, 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 here they come. So they don't even have time to talk to you. So nice, like, yeah, just later, just call me later. It's a 2 dealerships, so we look at each other, and do you think we were like depressed? We high five, hey, we just got 2 no's out of the way.
It was 3 actually.
It was 3.
It was 3.
Because guess what? Guess what that meant to us?
Yeah, one.
That
We
means
just
you only
got
had
3
6
no's
more.
closer to the yes. So you gotta get those out of the way, guys. So I don't care. Just talk to people. It's a numbers game. The more people you talk to, the more cars you're gonna sell.
Why do you think it's so low? I'll tell you why it's so low. Okay, it's because people don't know how to build rapport.
They sit in their
Right.
rows.
85% said their salesperson didn't build rapport. That's why it's at 20%.
That
If you
number's
know how to build rapport,
alarms
guess
me.
what's going to happen? The
You're gonna
closing
be a lot
ratio is
higher
going
than
to
that.
go up.
I
Okay?
was checking out the website and I was checking out customer surveys and, everybody's comments.
Do you guys think if the
Well, I'm
people
filling
were
that thing
following all this, they would close at 20%?
No.
No way.
No.
So those numbers, the 20% is the
80% of
national
salespeople out
average.
there are
And we know what the national average
or
is,
below,
right?
And only 20% are making the money.
They get 7 hours of training. You guys get half of that training just from this orientation. You already
Right.
know. You already know your game. You know where to put your efforts in. So all right, let's move in here fast. Let's talk about walk-ins. And this is the customer that just come in a dealership. They come. Where do you think they close at?
Walk-ins probably could close that.
How?
Well, right now, they're probably
Great
closing about
potential.
30%, 25%.
Well, they're just not.
So you got all
looking.
these salespeople that've been here for 20 years and they're smoking. They're sitting there in the corner waiting for customers to come in, all right? Because
The
they don't have
cost
enough.
of
They,
those-
they only have about 1,000 customers in the data system they can call and get a door, okay?
Right.
But here's they don't know the numbers, okay? They don't know what works and doesn't work, so they sit in there
So the
wait.
cigarettes are really costing.
and they
more.
wait. And they wait for the walk-in traffic, okay? Because probably most of you right now, before you got in this little orientation, you're just going home and thinking, okay, so I'm just gonna go to the dealership and wait for those people to pull in, right?
No.
That's your impression right now. Let's be honest.
It was.
Right now, let's be honest. Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to me. I bet you more than 90% of you went home and thought about it. I'm gonna go to the dealership and I'm gonna wait for customers to come to me.
Nope.
All right?
I did not have
So
that.
here's the thing. Those customers that form a dealership and the professionals, they call themselves professional, been doing this for 20 years, selling cars. They wait for those people. They close at 10%.
Wow.
No, it's too.
10%.
I'm gonna have to wait.
So they're putting all their effort in the
walk-in.
10%ers. Good job.
I didn't
Good
even
job.
know if I wanted to come here today because I thought, man, this
Good job.
must be the most boring job in the world.
So
Just
stop
sit there
worrying
waiting
about.
for people.
Somebody asked me earlier what kind of traffic they have.
I did.
Yeah.
Hey,
Traffic.
There is-
I don't care what. Hey, I don't care what kind of traffic they have because I know they close at 10%.
Right.
So I don't care because you have to. I mean, 10%. So why would I care about traffic? I don't care.
But I said that based off
I
of
don't
that.
care. I don't care about the traffic at a dealership.
You make a list of all your friends and relatives and
All
whoever
right,
you know.
let's talk about phone and internet.
I'm related to broke people.
They still drive.
Where do you think the phone and internet customers close at? And this is assuming you already got them in the door, okay? So you talk to them on the phone, you walk them through the process. There's gonna be a process for the phone.
78%.
So
Probably.
where do you think they close at?
About
Phone and
40.
internet.
No, so the 78%, listen, 78% buy a car eventually, okay?
Okay.
About 40%.
So that doesn't, listen, that doesn't mean that they stop at one dealership and buy, right? That means they could stop by 5 dealerships
And then buy for one.
and buy. Does that
Now
make
keep
sense?
in mind, those are I call them easy customers because you already gave them all. For an internet customer or for a phone customer you already talked to, for them to come in the door,
They're very.
so you must have done a decent job, gave the answers they were looking for, so they were happy with. So they're coming in a dealership. What do you think they close
40%.
at?
I said 40.
All right, 50%.
Wow.
You know the average number of dealerships a buying
Hey, tell them the
customer.
story with the red phone. I like your story with the red phone.
Average number of dealerships, a buying customer visits before they buy.
I don't understand the question. What?
Average
How many
number of
dealerships?
dealerships that a customer goes to. A
No, I
buying
don't.
customer, no?
No, I don't.
But here's a great story. Mike got in the business way before I did, and he used to.
Thanks.
Way.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Okay, Grandpa.
Yeah, no kidding.
He's old. by the
Hey,
way.
you're walking around all limpy.
Hey, this is because
Yeah.
I. Hey,
I just got done. I just got done playing football last week.
if
What's
you
your
guys have
problem?
questions when I'm limping, I did tore my ACL, so my
ACL.
surgery's next year.
That's
He's
the
making
story
fun.
he's
Nice job,
sticking
guy.
to.
Nice job, old guy.
I'm very happy. So.
Yeah, you
But
play
anyway,
soccer. I play football.
He
I'm
got in the
walking around
business
fine.
so long ago, the technology was so behind, they didn't have the, not everybody had that kind of phone and stuff. So tell them the story.
We had, yeah. Well, what we did is they had a system where they had a phone in the sales office, and it was all audio taped, right? So, I remember just starting in the business, and so I'm sitting in the back of my office, and his phone rings. It's like really loud, you know. And so all of a sudden, I had two guys like literally jumping up, and they were like shoving each other out of the
To get
way
to the phone.
to get to the phone. And one of the guys like this grabs the phone, he's holding that guy back, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? What's so special about this phone? You know, it's like the bat phone. You know? It's like red and it glowed, right? So I'm like, what's so special about this phone? So I quickly learned that this was a phone up, right? So customers are ups, just to let you know. That's like
Yes.
car lingo. They're ups. They're I don't know.
Or another business.
Right, so
that way there.
so I quickly learned that this phone was like gold, right?
Customers called, they wanted to buy a car.
Right?
Because we know they close 50%, not 10%.
So listen, and then there was one guy that it was real smart. He was real smart. Not that smart, but pretty smart when it comes to being creative on trying to sell cars. So he was smart enough to realize that I'm not going to wait for that 10%er walking through the door. I'm gonna use the percentages in my favor. Okay, so I quickly learned that I need to stay by that phone, right? And there was a script that they had on the phone credenza there, right? That you had to follow. Okay, and if you didn't follow it, guess what?
You got fired.
Well, sometimes, you know, but we couldn't answer the phone.
So he took the thing with him.
So yeah, well, he
I would
was
have ported that phone to my desk phone.
yeah.
Well, now everybody kind of has a phone in their office, and now it's whoever picks it up first.
So my point is this: is that phone is worth a lot of money, okay? And that customer, they are serious on the phone. That's why you got to be good on the phone, right? I mean, because you got to give them enough information. You can't give them too much information, because if you give them too much, keep in mind they're on a phone book, right? And they're just calling. They're
You're just
calling.
one on the list. They're just
So,
you know.
but now the internet helps that, right? So the internet helps that to where they kind of got an idea of what they're looking for at that point, right? So, yeah.
Don't most dealerships have a receptionist that she'll answer the phone and then work an
It varies, but yeah, I mean, they definitely do. And then, you know, they have internet departments, some have BDC departments, business development centers.
And I think that's coming up here.
Is that what's coming up here? Okay. So, yeah, I mean, there's different ways to do that. So I don't know how they divvy them up here. But if I were you, I'd probably ask her. And I'd buy her some, like, coffee and stuff.
I wanna be
Just to
that.
let you know, yeah.
So,
Maybe
guys,
a couple
and
lunches.
here's
It's
the,
job that I want.
how do you guys treat a phone app? What is there any difference between a phone app and an app? I mean, you gotta be
No.
professional. You gotta have a process.
Yeah.
You gotta follow the steps. You can't just boom, boom, boom. And not, hey, don't sell them a car with a phone. They're not
No.
gonna buy it. Don't try to sell them a car with a phone.
Can't touch around.
I don't know if I ever sold a car with a
My
phone other than
sister-in-law
friend or
bought-
family. I sold them with a phone though, so.
I'm
But
sure
don't.
some
My
people just
ex-sister-in-law
want to
bought a
buy.
car
You
over
get
the
that one
internet.
customer that just wants to buy, they'll just buy.
Yeah,
It's not
try to sell
often,
fast
but
and
it
sure.
happens.
Don't sell the car over the phone. Sell the appointment. All right.
Can I take that car back since you
Bring it up
forged
3
my
times?
signature
Oh.
on the purchase agreement?
How many years ago was that?
I was like
Not very long ago.
Oh.
4 months ago.
6 months
Oh.
ago.
Wow.
I still got that car.
It's a nice car.
Oops.
What kind of car did you buy?
Looking to sell it?
It's a 1999 Buick. He
Let's
paid
say
like
for-
$2,000 for it.
Oh.
Ah.
Aw,
Hey,
come
the
on.
good news is because my manager gets on
I'm
the
not
phone.
driving it, but I.
Right.
He never drove the car, so he fell in that 1%. You know, remember we talked
I
about
did not drive the
99%
car.
of the people must drive
Yeah.
before purchasing. Well, he was the 1% didn't. And then my manager texted me, "Hey, it's a great car. AC blows cold."
I got screwed.
That was the slogan. The AC.
I'll
blows.
take it
Yep.
off your
That
hands
was
for
the
800.
selling point.
Yeah.
Hey, the AC works.
Yeah,
man.
I think.
Yeah. And we gave him a full tank of gas with it.
There you go.
How does
That's what
usually,
closes it.
yes,
Yeah,
usually,
yeah.
yes.
It's like
All right, referrals. Where do you guys think referrals close at?
Referrals
Well,
have to
looking
close at
the
about
stats, that's
60.
60, 30, 62. I would put that
60,
somewhere around
70.
45.
So this is, somebody bought a car from you, they had a good experience, now they're sending their family members.
Maybe that'd be even higher. Maybe
60%.
60%. And here, this is very important, guys. We talked about the pyramid when you sell a car. I mean, you gotta follow up with these people. I mean, I promise you right now, when was the last time somebody just bought a car recently, let's say within a year? Anybody bought a car from a dealership? Do you remember the name of the salesperson?
My uncle.
Okay, so that's fair. Do you remember the name of the salesperson? Why? How sad that is, isn't it? How sad! You guys want to go buy a car right now. I mean, I want to go buy a car and I'm going to ask you for your opinion from the area and you can't tell me where to go buy a car.
3 years ago.
Except,
and I know his
birthday
name.
things,
I bought other cars
holiday
from him.
things.
So, and you might have run into a professional, but isn't that sad? I mean, whose fault is that?
I bought
Is it
mine,
your fault, guys?
I bought mine 4 years ago, and I can tell you who the guy was that sold it to me. But I'd never buy another car from him.
Okay.
I always take my car back to the dealership that I bought it at for all the service work.
Right.
And he acts like he's never met me before. He walked right past me, never says hey.
Never
or
says
anything like
anything.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's sad, guys.
I'll get a card from him, like
Yeah.
on the day that I had bought my car,
Yeah.
and it could happen to be the exact same day that I'm going in there. He doesn't.
Oh, it's because he doesn't send the letter. I'm sure.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
It's a computer
Yeah.
generated type of thing.
Yeah, but it's one of those things.
So I mean,
that,
guys, it's very important. Just follow up with your customer. Like first phone call. When do you think you should make it? And this is my opinion.
Right
The day after. The day after. Hey, thank you again. Any questions? I know
How's it working for
the
you?
radio is different. Just ask me if they have any questions.
Hey, listen, old people.
They
Okay,
love
I'm with old people. I don't know what's old. I guess I'm old.
Yeah, he's old. You're old.
Apparently.
So you gotta set up a time for the technology part. They're gonna forget, man. And just set it up at like a 1 week later. Hey, why don't you come in a week and let's just go over all the features again,
That's
right?
the part
Yeah,
I'm worst
like
with.
my
See, but why
parents
does
just
they-
got a
Right up the
Chevy
lot.
Cruise, and I had to set up their Bluetooth, and I thought, gosh, whoever sold this to them should have done that for them
There
because
you
they
go.
obviously don't know what they're doing.
No.
So I'm telling you guys, follow up, follow up, follow up. It's
When
key
I
to
work, like I
referrals.
keep a spreadsheet of all my clients, and then I put dates by when I need to follow up with them. Because I get busy, and I can forget.
Listen, they have a CRM.
Right. Hey, here's the good news. What did we tell you earlier?
Yeah, they have
We're
a
not
CRM.
smart. We're not smart.
Use
If
the-
you ask for smart people, we'll never make it. They have the
Right.
system. Hey, when you log in the morning, and
Yeah.
it's called the CRM, the
I know-
customer.
I
Mine
know the
whatever.
customer
We had that at a
It
summer
beeps
camp.
at you. Hey, Dami, call him. Call him.
Yeah, but
Oh.
what I'm saying, if they don't,
Right.
So
Yeah,
they have that in
that's
place.
easy.
It's paid for it. It's
you
free.
can set alerts to
That's
alert you
beautiful.
when certain
Yeah.
times are into.
I had a little recipe box.
Again, iPhones.
That's what we use, the
I had a
card
little
box.
recipe box, and I had the little recipe cards, and then
That's what I
Set the
was
cards
thinking.
up.
Right.
That is,
Excel
You have the
spreadsheet.
yellow card system.
I think every financial advisor had recipe
Yeah.
boxes in the
That's-
trunk at some
I'd
point
say
in
after a
time.
few years, you'd have a little too many.
yeah,
So.
but too many computer.
So I mean, that's the good news, guys. It's not. You don't have to be smart in this business. They have everything in place, and it's paid for. You don't have to pay for it. Bips at you. Hey, whoa, hey, call them right now. All you gotta do is just pick up the phone. Nobody does. So I'm telling you, call them. Hey, a year from the time of the purchase. How many people do you think do that? You know.
Very
Not
many.
many.
You even forget a year went down, and you don't even remember. It's been exactly a year when you bought your car. How about if you get that phone call?
Bought 2 cars in a year.
Hey,
and Uncle don't say.
It's 1 year birthday for your car, and you'll be like, oh yeah, it's been exactly a year. Keep your name in front of it because they forget it. I'm sorry, they just do. But if you just keep your name
And
in
that
there,
helps with the referrals.
we know that 30% have a family member that will buy a car within 90 days, right? And then we also know 62% of the chance that they know of someone, coworker that will buy a car. So I mean, you guys got to follow up. All right, number 4. Where do you think service customer close at?
Say that again?
Service customers.
What do you mean by
Is that
service?
people that are using your car
Somebody that's
service?
sitting in your service department. Yep.
Depends on the service.
Right, depends what,
Yeah.
depends how much their car is gonna cost to be fixed.
And this is amazing because every dealership you go to, I mean, you see they're just sitting there by themselves. They're alone.
Well, they were all just sitting there by themselves when I was there.
They're bored. Nothing to do. Sitting there for 2 hours.
I'm gonna say 20.
Probably
That's a
It's
bad
standard.
sign
I would
though.
say
These
20.
vehicles are all running properly.
And the salespeople are busy with Angry Bird.
I'm
I
gonna say
would go
20.
nuts.
That's sad, right?
I got fired from waitress job because I couldn't stand just sitting
I'm gonna say 20%.
there. Wasn't it?
They close at 60%.
Really?
Well, they're already having to spend
Yeah,
money
they're
they don't
already
wanna
been here.
spend, so.
Hey, look at this.
Well, here's the good news.
Maybe it's warranty though.
They say they have the car in service, and here comes the service writer, and it's $1,800. Here's what's wrong with your car. I mean, you gotta pay $1,800. There's no payment, right? So what are you gonna do? Like, well, I don't have $1,800. Christmas time. If you spend a little bit of time with them before, maybe they'll walk out to you and say, remember that car you just showed me while I was bored for the last 2 hours, and we're talking about the lease specials, and then they were like $200 a month? That's a lot cheaper than $1,800. So,
I mean,
talk to them. They have 2 hours, they have nothing to do. They're
They're
bored.
captive.
You have nothing better to do either.
Right, they can't leave.
They're captive.
Hey, guess what? Don't even.
They offer service.
You don't have to sell them a car.
No.
You can't go with that approach. You know, they're
No.
gonna, they're gonna say no.
And it's
Just
a
go and
game.
talk to them a little bit, and then just, hey, I know you're bored, and guess when is the best time to look at cars? When you don't need one. So when you need a car, you already know what you want, or you have some cars limit. So just take them, test drive a car with them.
Yeah.
Test drive a car. They're not gonna say no. I mean, they're bored. I'm sorry, they're bored. They're ready to go look at a new car.
They're playing Angry Birds.
The salespeople are, so that's why they don't have time. And here's the good news: if they don't buy a car, to say they just an oil change or it's a quick $100 service, they move on. They're gonna buy a car at some point, right?
Develop the trust and the rapport.
Guess what? They already know you. They already know you. Here's the problem: 80% of the people in service don't make it to the sales, and the other way around. 80% of the sales don't make it to service. So 80% of the customers sitting in service, they don't buy a car at that dealership. Why is that?
No rapport.
Nobody asked them to.
Because the salespeople, they just walk on. They're busy. Because the Angry Bird, they put pause and they gotta hurry back. Gotta go back. And then the other way around. 80% of the people that buy a car at the dealership, they don't service their car in there. Maybe if the salesperson will follow up a little bit better, they just, hey, let me introduce you to our service department.
And you said this dealership offers a program with it that if you do suggest to a customer for bringing service and such to this.
That's when they purchase the vehicle. Let's say if they buy a
The service
service
contract.
contract, you get
Standard
paid on
warranty or
that, so,
something.
which is a good thing, so. All right, number 5. Orphan owners.
Huh?
You know what those are?
Yes. Well.
This is Joe, the salesman. I worked here for 5 years. I'm professional. 60 hours a week. Average is 5 cars a month. Making 30 grand a year. So he decided to move on with his life because it's working too much. 60 hours a week for 35 grand. I'm sorry, I won't do it. Most of you won't do it either. So 4 years he decides to leave. Well, guess what? There's customers, right? He sold. Unfortunately, those 5 cars a day, a month, they add up to something. Those call that orphans. So somebody's got to take over those customers, right? And then they give them to the other Joe that's still there.
Find out the orphans.
But this Joe is busy with Facebook, so he's not going to call him.
Good there.
Where do you guys think they close at? They already bought a car. Keep in mind, they already purchased a vehicle.
They're probably at 60%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say
60%.
60%.
So why wouldn't you call these people?
Yeah, but wouldn't you see the orphan customers in CRM if you learn your CRM?
Well, not if they have a designated salesperson.
Okay.
So you'd have to ask that
So
person
usually
for
what will
access.
happen is they'll divvy them up, but sometimes they get lost, right? So you just gotta
Follow up with the manager.
Yeah, I would just say to the manager, say, hey, listen, you got some orphan list. I'd like to make some phone calls to these people. And here's what you need to do. You need to strategize it, right? You need to find out how long ago they bought the vehicle, find out what the payoff is on that vehicle, find out what the payment is on that vehicle, and then you need to strategize a little bit and say, hey, listen, what if I could get your payment the same or a little bit lower? I mean, when can we get together, right?
Do you still get a commission off of that somehow?
Definitely.
Like
Yeah,
by-
anything that's new, you get a commission.
Yeah, they come in and buy a car, yeah, definitely.
All right, friends, associates, people you deal with almost on a daily basis. It could be somebody even at church that you kind of see them, or it could be coaching. Where do you think they close at? Friends.
Nah, I would say about 50%.
Oh, they- people you know, whatever you do, you go to church and you don't tell them what you do for a living because you don't want to. You don't hand your business cards. Business cards are free too, by the way.
Nice.
Huh, man, this is amazing. They should start charging you guys. They should start charging you
Thought
something.
you were here to help.
I'd always run out of.
We got charged.
Where do you think they close at?
It's probably your best marketing tool besides your phone.
60%.
That's like 50.
So let your friends know what you do for a living. Start there. It's an easy, yeah.
I don't have any friends.
Everybody's your friend.
No, I sold myself.
Mama, this is a bigger crowd.
Hope on the rock, right?
Everybody wants to be your friend.
Actually, I bought
Squeeze
three
it
cars.
in here. All right, what number we're at?
All the time I
7,
asked,
right?
you should've
Yep.
asked me. Dummy.
Unsold
Only
prospects.
one in the whole freaking family that went to college.
Where do they close at? Where they went over this?
I am.
Unsold prospects. Where do they close at?
Keep going. Keep going.
62%, right?
Close.
Close.
68?
Close.
72. 67. All right,
67.
going up and down.
That's open book.
67.
That's an open book test.
Woo-hoo.
So those people, they look, you did good job with them, and they're leaving, and I tell them,
Somebody
I'll
else
be
does
back.
it.
Arnold statement.
If you follow up with them, they close at 67%. So why wouldn't you follow up? So those
Right.
people in whatever deal, Wyoming,
They just sold cars for somebody else.
they decided that this number was not big enough, 67%. And they were waiting for the 10%.
Yeah, it
So
sounds-
to answer your question, how the traffic is here, I really don't care. If I started to sell cars here right now, I don't care.
I was just curious.
I don't care what the traffic is like. I really don't.
You're Calvin Piscano, though.
It
Repeat
does-
customers.
You should sell wool clothing for a tea party.
If you do your job, that should be a 90, like 96%. If you do your
The
job.
reason I don't think it's as high as it should be is because people aren't as brand loyal as they used to be.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's about what, 53% higher? 72?
So this is repeat customers. This is, after you work here for a while and you made a decision to call them or not to call them, all right? We all know that you guys don't remember the name of your salesperson, right? And this is because they don't follow up. So this is very important why you should follow up with your customer. Because they close at 70%.
See, but when Susie Beth.
I mean, you already sold them a car in the past, right? I mean, you sold them a car in the past. And I'm telling you, this was the key.
Or put my card with it.
This was my forte right here.
70% buy a car with
Yeah, but that's
a,
after 3 years in
Yeah,
the
how many
business.
years?
About 3 years.
after
in
I
you
the
sold cars
them
for
the-
8 years.
After you sold them the first car, what percentage? You said 70% came back to buy another car. How long after?
No.
No.
You repeat customers, they close at 70%. So that doesn't mean that you're gonna sell every customer again.
Right.
They can
When
come
they
off.
do come back.
When they do
70%
come back,
will
But they
buy
had a
again.
good feeling with you. Good
Right.
rapport
If
with
you're
you.
done.
But guess what? If you don't follow up, they don't even know you work there anymore.
Right.
Because they're so used to the. My salesman's gonna be gone. That was 3 years ago. Because people just don't follow up.
But then CRM. should-
And let me tell you this: if you made it in this business for 3 years, I'm a professional, 60 hours a week, 35 grand a
That's the first
year,
thing when I went to work for Zillow.
and you
I
see your
looked at
customer
all
that
my
you sold
leads.
3 years ago sitting in your
That was
cubicle,
right.
the cubicle right next to you buying a car.
So I went after those
Oh my
stores.
God.
That's the worst.
Oh,
That's
right.
the worst. I'm telling you, that's the worst
What
experience
is,
you ever
what does the
have.
dealership do when something, where I've talked to this person and called them back and had them
Again,
come
they,
back.
they have a system in place that actually lets them know if you followed up
And
or
I
not.
had, let's say, a day off, or had to go to a
And-
funeral or
Well,
something.
they look at the follow up, and if you never follow up with them, you're out. I
Yeah,
thought
but I
100%
mean,
you're out.
you know,
If you
they-
did you follow up, they'll
It
have
varies. It's
procedures
gonna
in
vary.
place.
I don't know. I mean, how they handle that. Maybe some dealerships do split deals, some don't do split deals. It's going to vary. I mean, hopefully it's.
Let me just tell
make
you
it as
this.
fair as possible.
If you follow up, you're not gonna have
There
that
you
problem
go.
because your customer is gonna know you're not there.
Right.
So you're not gonna have that problem.
On the second
And
phone
hours
call,
are
you're
from
setting an
this to this.
appointment anyway. Why would you set an appointment on your day off?
So don't worry about that because if you do follow
Some
up,
customers
they know you're not there.
come unexpectedly on your day off. That's
What?
why
It happens.
Yeah.
they just drop.